Okay everyone, so I wanted to make this video where I wanted to discuss something with you guys in regards to the future of the Boruto manga, specifically in regards to what happened in the most recent chapter, chapter 66. Now, before we move forward, I do just have to warn you that this video will contain spoilers for the latest chapter of the Boruto manga, so if you do not want to be spoiled, please click off the video, go read the chapter, and then come back and you can watch the whole video. So if you're still here after that, then I'm gonna assume you either read the chapter and you're all caught up, or you just do not care about spoilers in any way, shape, or form. But just don't say I didn't warn you, okay? There's your spoiler warning. Okay, now what I want to talk about with you guys in this video, which I know I haven't made these discussion videos in a while, but I kind of want to go back to making them a bit more regularly. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna maybe upload one every single day or even one every few days, but I will get back to uploading videos like this a bit more frequently. So again, just wanted to get that out of the way. So I wanted to talk to you guys about whether or not the Boruto manga should continue without the character of Boruto Uzumaki, at least for a little bit, not permanently. I'm not saying I want the character killed off completely, even though you guys probably already know my feelings on the Boruto character. I'm just not that big of a fan. I don't hate him or anything, at least not as much as I used to. I'm kind of indifferent at this point. It's like I don't really like or hate the character. That's kind of where I am. And the reason why I wanted to basically posit this option of continuing the story without the character of Boruto is because, based on what happened in the most recent chapter, we're led to believe that Boruto is dead, quote unquote, even though we all know he's not dead because we see him in, chapter 1 and episode 1 of the anime. He's obviously still there. We flash forward to the future. He's there. He's fighting with Kawaki. So whatever happened here, obviously this means Boruto is indeed coming back. He's not permanently dead. Now it's just a matter of, okay, how is it going to happen? And the option that I want to talk about, or a possible route that the manga could take, is going for a specific amount of time without the character of Boruto. Like, let's say Kishimoto could write in an excuse that says that, let's say Boruto is out of commission for a little bit and the story is just going to shift its focus to some of the other characters, and that way we could get arcs where some other characters take center stage, characters like, let's say, Kawaki, Sarada, Mitsuki, any of the other classmates. We know a lot of people have been one of the criticisms that people have had about the manga is that it seems to completely ignore some of the side characters and focusing specifically on Team 7, and in the most recent arcs specifically on the characters of Boruto and Kawaki. Well, if you go this route where you have Boruto, let's say he's out of commission, let's say he's in the hospital and it's going to take a long time for him to recover from his injury, and he's going to be out for, let's say, 6 months to a year at least for him to fully recover for his wound. So he's going to be bedridden all this time. And while that's happening, the story could shift focus to, like I said, some of the other characters. And if you are someone who, I just want to address this real quick, if you're someone who thinks that shouldn't happen because Boruto is the main character, well, I would like to remind you that even if Kishimoto does choose to do this, it wouldn't be the first time. If you go back to the Naruto manga, there were plenty of times where the character of Naruto Uzumaki wasn't even the focus of a specific arc, or wasn't even the focus of whatever story was being told at the time by Kishimoto. Like, for example, there were times in Shippuden where he would shift the focus over to Sasuke and the story would follow him, and then at one point it followed Jiraiya, and at one point it followed Shikamaru when he was dealing, I think it was called the Akatsuki suppression arc if I remember correctly, when they were dealing with Hidan and Kakuzu. So it wouldn't be anything new. This is something that Kishimoto already did, and it's something that even Toriyama did in the original Dragon Ball manga, specifically during the I guess you could say the Z portion of the story, where Toriyama would write in reasons for Goku not to be there. For example, in the Saiyan saga, he died at the beginning, and then he had to go train with King Kai, he had to train with King Kai, and then the story would focus on characters like Gohan, Piccolo, Tien, Yamcha, Krillin fighting off Vegeta and Nappa on Earth, and Goku would just be shown making his way back to Earth after being wished back to life. And then at the beginning of the Frieza arc, Goku was of course injured from his fight with Vegeta, and they needed to wait until he was fully healed before he could even join the fight on Namek. And then of course he was in the spaceship, which they said it would take at least 6 days for it to reach there. I think it says 6 days. I can't remember if that was in the anime only or if that was also in the manga, but it would take some time for him to get there. So that was another way Toriyama kind of wrote Goku out of the story and shifted the focus on characters like Gohan and Krillin over on Namek, and of course Bulma for a little bit before it. Even he forgot about her, and the anime had filler episodes, or one filler episode where it focused on her. It was awful. And then when Goku did arrive, he got injured again. Toriyama wrote him out of the story again, and then he shifted the focus back to Krillin and Vegeta. And you get what I mean. It's like, this isn't anything new. Like, manga authors have been doing this all the time because, you know, they created all of these characters. And it's not just manga. You even see this in even in stories over in the West where like the main character would not be the main focus. You know, the story would shift focus to other characters so that you could learn who they are and their story, and whatever story the writer wants to tell with that character. And that's what could happen here, or at least Kishimoto has the opportunity to do it. I don't know if he's actually going to do it. I would like for that to happen because I think that there's an opportunity for stories to be told with other characters that do not include the character of Boruto Uzumaki. You know what I mean? Like, for example, based on what happened in the recent chapter where you had Kawaki fully utilizing his abilities, or Ishiki's abilities, to take down Momoshiki, who just took over Boruto's body, and Naruto, of course, asking, you know, what the hell are you doing? Like, are you trying to kill him, or are you trying to just, or are you just trying to stop him? And then Kawaki kind of making it clear, like, no, I'm going to kill him because it seems very, very clear that Boruto can't keep Momoshiki at bay anymore. And if he takes over, it won't just be bad for you, it'll be bad for all of us, because Momoshiki wants to go through with planting the divine tree and then absorbing all life from this planet, which would basically be the end of the world, you know, just to grow the chakra fruit. So Kawaki says, yeah, I need to stop him. But Kawaki also made it clear that he doesn't care about, you know, the world or anything. He just cares about Naruto. He doesn't want anything bad to happen to him. And Naruto, of course, isn't going to be okay with that because this is Boruto, and you know, that's his son. So of course he's not going to be okay with that. And there were these moments in the latest chapter where Naruto was kind of demonizing Kawaki, and doing that might lead to a bit of a strain in their relationship. You know, there was a time where he even basically accused Kawaki of being a demon, which I saw some other content creators, when I hear them talking about this, they make videos talking about this, they pointed out how it's kind of hypocritical for Naruto to do this to Kawaki because this happened to him when he was young. You know, he was being accused of being a demon because he was the nine-tailed Jinchuriki, which, yeah, that's very, very interesting. It's like a little bit of a hypocritical move by Naruto, or at least, well, maybe not hypocritical, or actually no, yeah, I think it is hypocritical because he kind of called them out for treating him like that, and then here he is treating Kawaki not exactly the same, but at least a little bit the same as how he was treated when he was a kid. So it'll be interesting to see the relationship after this happened. You know, you could write a story around that. You could write a story around how Kawaki is going to be treated by Boruto's classmates. Like, how is he going to be treated by Shikadai? There was that one moment in chapter 62, if I remember, where they were walking down the street and Shikadai was helping him out and say, hey, listen, don't listen to what these people are saying about you, okay? Like, they don't know the whole story. We know you. We know the whole story. So how is he going to react now that he finds out what Kawaki did? I mean, he may understand logically what Kawaki did. You know, Momoshiki took over. He was a threat, and he needed to be stopped, even if it possibly meant killing Boruto. Even if he learns that this was Boruto's idea, that he willingly agreed to it because it would mean the safety of the world and of course his family, they still might not see him the same way because that's still their friend. You still killed their friend. So it would be interesting to see that dynamic and how it could change if they do choose to go this route where Kishimoto just writes Boruto out of the story for a little bit. Again, using the explanation that I offered earlier, where he's sort of bedridden and it'll take a long time before a wound like that is healed. And even then, it might take longer for Boruto, maybe mentally, to come back. And then, of course, if they do heal him, there's the conversation to be had of you had a chance to get rid of this threat and instead you selfishly chose to save your son and possibly put the whole world at risk. Now I know saying that Naruto selfishly saved his son is kind of harsh. I don't think that anyone would necessarily blame Naruto for doing what he did, for saving his son, for thinking of his son's life. I don't think anyone can really blame Naruto, but at the same time, you have to remember he is the Hokage, and the Hokage's job is to think about the village. And especially if you're Naruto, because people don't just see him as the protector of the Leaf Village, they see him as the protector of the world. And how are people going to react when they find out that Naruto had a chance to save the world and instead chose to put himself before that? Like in that case, he essentially failed as a Hokage, which is interesting because I think it was in chapter 62. Naruto said that if I can't protect you and everyone in this village, then I failed as a Hokage. And now if he does choose to do this, then he will have basically done what he was afraid he was going to do, which is fail as a Hokage. A Hokage's job is to protect the Leaf Village, and if you saved your son, that means you saved Momoshiki, and now your village is back to being at risk. You see what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see a story like that, and I'd also like to see a story of how Sasuke is going to react. Like the first real student that he had basically ended up getting killed, and how he could react to that, and how he could try to console Sarada, who just lost a friend, or at least came close to losing a friend. And Sasuke, being someone who, let's say, knows how it feels to have someone that he cares about being taken away from them, could try to talk to her and try to console her. And maybe there she could, and maybe that could be an opportunity for her to learn more about the Uchiha clan massacre and what actually happened. Because as far as we know, I don't think Sarada actually knows what happened. I don't think that's public knowledge. I think that that's knowledge that the Leaf Village sort of, is keeping classified, because, if word were to get out about what the Leaf Village did to the Uchiha clan, even though some people might say that they had a reason to, if the Uchiha clan planned a coup, which could put their village in danger, some people could start to think, okay, well, wait a minute. How would that stop? What would stop them from doing the same thing to us if, according to them, we present a threat to the village? You see what I mean? It's like there's so many interesting stories that could be told if you choose to go this route. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is absolutely going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. All in all, we all know Boruto's not going to die. We all know he's still alive. So that's not really... He's not going to die. They are going to bring him back in some way. Unless there's something else going on, which I'm already working on a theory for that. So look out for that video. With that being said, guys, I'm going to end it right here. This has already gone on for a little bit longer than I kind of intended it to be. So I'm going to end it right here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Consider leaving a like, share this video, subscribe if you haven't. Make sure to ring the bell for notifications, and let me know if you want more theories like this or more discussion videos like this in the comment section down below. Anyway, guys, that's going to be the video. Bye for now.